You are listening to The Vocal Technologist. Spoken Tech for your ears.
Welcome, everyone. Today, we're sort of pulling back the curtain on what really makes brands tick, and how we as consumers actually respond in today's market. Get ready, because we're going to uncover some pretty fascinating stuff from our latest sources.
That's right. And our mission here really is to pull out the key insights. We're looking at trends, a bit of behavioral psychology, some real-world examples, and basically try to map out what genuine engagement looks like, trying to cut through the noise.
Okay, let's jump right in. This first area, brands and social issues. It's huge right now. The data says, 62% of consumers actually support brands speaking out?
Yeah, a solid majority. But here's where it gets interesting. Only 46% can actually define DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Only 46%. Wow.
Right. And then you've got 18%, nearly 1 in 5, who think it's pushing some kind of agenda.
So there's a real disconnect there. People want brands involved, but maybe don't fully grasp the concepts or are wary.
Exactly. It highlights this critical perception gap. And, the stakes are even higher for certain groups. Take LGBTQ plus consumers. They've got enormous buying power globally, like $3.9 trillion.
That's huge.
It is. And their expectations are higher, too. 61% want brands to share their commitments publicly.
Compared to just 35% for the general population, right?
Precisely. But, and this is the twist, perceived LGBTQ plus representation in advertising actually fell recently. From 73% in 2023 down to 65% expected this year.
Fell. Despite higher expectations. That seems counterintuitive. Are brands getting nervous, maybe? Or just not communicating effectively?
It could be a bit of both, and it has real consequences. We see when brands appear to scale back DEI efforts.
Yeah, what happens?
Well, trust takes a hit. About a 41% reduction in trust.
Okay, that's significant.
And it affects buying decisions, too, a 39% impact, particularly for younger people and LGBTQ plus audiences.
So it's not just about image. It genuinely impacts trust and whether people actually buy from you, especially if the message feels hollow or worse, disappears.
Absolutely. It has to be authentic, which, ties into this whole other area, the subtle psychology of how we perceive things.
Right, like something seemingly simple. A smile. In a profile picture.
Yeah, exactly. Research shows a genuine, trustworthy smile can make someone seem more approachable, less risky. It can even boost sales.
It's kind of wild how much we read into tiny nonverbal cues, isn't it? Making snap judgments.
Totally. And there's psychology behind it. We make these trust judgments in milliseconds based on things like the mouth being slightly upturned, the eyebrows raised a bit.
Millisecond.
And if a brand uses the same sort of trustworthy image consistently, that taps into familiarity bias. Our brains just kind of prefer what we recognize. It feels safer.
Okay, so consistency builds perceived trust.
Definitely. One study even found people invested, I think it was up to 42% more in strangers just based on having these trustworthy facial features.
Wow, 42% more. That's a lot based on a photo.
Yeah.
But okay, even knowing these psychological triggers exist, brands still get it wrong sometimes, right? Relying on intuition instead of data.
Oh, absolutely. That's a classic pitfall. Assessing your brand's strength based on gut feeling is dangerous.
Like the Tropicana example. Everyone remembers that one. Change the packaging.
And sales plummeted by 20% because they ignored how consumers actually felt about the original look.
So why does this happen? Why do marketers, who should know better, overestimate their own brand or underestimate how unique it is?
Well, studies suggest they often do. They think their brand is more famous than it is, or less unique than consumers perceive it. Interestingly, they're a bit better at judging logos, maybe, and they tend to be more accurate when assessing things as a group rather than alone.
Safety in numbers, maybe?
Could be. But the main takeaway is clear. You really need data. You can't just rely on your instincts for branding.
Okay, so let's connect all this. How does a brand succeed today using these insights? Let's talk Vori. Started in a garage, now worth, $5.5 billion? In less than a decade. That's explosive growth.
It really is. And it wasn't just luck, it was smart strategy. They found a gap. Premium activewear, specifically for men initially. That market was overlooked. And crucially, they didn't just focus on, hyper-technical performance. They focused on comfort, versatility, how the clothes feel and fit into your life. Fabrics like Dream Knit, Bliss Blend.
So comfort over just specs.
Exactly. It resonated. People loved the feel, the versatility, and that drove massive word of mouth. It felt authentic.
And they didn't just sell online, did they? They partnered with big retailers.
Right. That hybrid model was key. Working with places like REI, Nordstrom, It built credibility fast, expanded their reach, but still kept that premium feel.
So it was a mix of cultural insight, product innovation focusing on lifestyle, and smart distribution, all likely backed by understanding their customer deeply.
Precisely. It pulls together everything we've been talking about.
So we've covered quite a bit today, navigating social expectations, the subtle power of perception, like a smile, and looking at a brand like Vuori that really seemed to get its audience.
Yeah, and the thread connecting it all is genuine consumer understanding, whether that's understanding societal values or psychological triggers or very specific needs within a niche market. And data.
Oh.
Data is absolutely vital to guide that understanding and turn it into effective strategy. You can't guess your way there.
So maybe a final thought for everyone listening. Think about how quickly you form first impressions of people. And then maybe ask, are you applying that same level of scrutiny to the brands you engage with? Are they really reflecting what you value? Something to chew on.
Spoken Tech, for your ears.